A very good afternoon to one and all. Let's welcome you here to the Hazley Crawford Stadium. We'll be getting ready for the main event, and that's the North Zone, the boys Intercol, Coca-Cola Intercol final between the defending champions Fatima College and St. Anthony's College themselves, former North Zone champions and former national champions as well. Of course, Fatima lost their Premier Division League title, and Naparima College, of course, are celebrating that title, and they are still alive in the Intercol as well. Fatima is hoping to probably get to the semi-finals there as well, and maybe set up a date with Naparima to try to settle the Intercol title. In fact, when you consider that St. Benedict's College, rather, the national Intercol champions, well, they didn't even contest the Southern final, and that was between Naparima and Presentation College of San Fernando, which Naparima won handsomely. So they are the ones advancing from the South Zone into the National Intercol Free. So as you get ready to see the two teams, let me just say congratulations to the ladies of St. Joseph's Convent of Port of Spain. Their namesake and their counterparts from South Trinidad couldn't get it done yesterday. Pleasantville winning that one on a canter. But here today, the girls from St. Joseph's Convent have just walked off in Port of Spain. So they are the new North Zone champions, and they will move on in the National Intercol. Sharon Gonzalez leading his troops out as they get ready to officiate this game, a big one between Fatima College and St. Anthony's College. Fatima in the traditional yellow and blue stripes, and of course the Tigers in their red, white and black colors. And you look at the teams now, they look very resplendent, and of course they're looking to put on a show here. Pollard in goal, Hadid, Rowe, Louison, Nelson, Mason, Araujo, Richardson, Leong, King, and Fernandez for Fatima. St. Anthony's will reply with Moore in goal, John, Kendall, Millington, Abdul Hakim, Afeore, Ford, Glasgow, Thomas Marshall, and Bob. Those are your starting lineups for today's encounter as the players are being met by the officials, including Mr. Mereri, the president of the Secondary Schools Football League, as they do the formalities before the players actually get down to the business at hand here today. And we have a decent crowd, nothing like what we've seen when Naps played Prez, and even before that, not necessarily in the Intercol game, but it was in the league game where we had this massive crowd there looking at Naparima's home ground in Lewis Street, and what a turnout that was. And of course, I'm sure these players will be hoping to continue to encourage the teams and the supporters to come out and give their support, even though their teams might not be in the competition anymore, but they can still come and look and support and make them feel appreciated. So we're just moments away now from the start of this encounter. Fatima, of course, they've had the sort of bragging rights in recent years. St. Anthony's College really have done themselves very proud over the years. They've won the Intercol title on a couple of occasions. Kenwin Jones, of course, and several others. Evans Wise, and there are a number of national players have come from this stable. Nigel Groveson, of course, was their coach and mentor. And of course, Carlos Edwards is another product of the St. Anthony's stable. Fatima College, though, over the years as well. And when you consider the Neto brothers and even the Corneals and Craigs and several others. So they have really shown that they are very, very capable. And it's now a question of them keeping that legacy going here for both teams. It should be very interesting, of course. You still have to do it on the day, and just like St. Anthony's would have shown, Fatima needed penalties to get by St. Mary's College in a crackerjack affair in the semifinals. It ended 3-3 after regulation, and in fact, St. Mary's were leading 3-1 on penalties, but Fatima held their nerve and came back to win 4-3 on penalties in the end. St. Anthony's, meanwhile, they knocked off Malik 3-0. Malik actually beat them in the league earlier. 2-1 was the scoreline there, but they were able to bounce back and secure the victory on the day. So, as the crowd settles in, they're seeing a lot of goals in that girls' game. It was 5-0 at the half. It ended up 7-0 to St. Joseph's Convent. They'll be hoping for at least half of those goals here today. And in the boys' encounter, we getting ready for the kickoff. This is Coca-Cola INTERCOL Zonal. This is the North Zone final. And here we go with the start. St. Anthony's College kicking things off and they're going from left to right against Fatima College. They'll be hoping that they can settle the quicker of the two, and that is always the situation here with a lot of these teams. It's about players settling down. And we have a player down on the ground. I am not quite sure what happened. But it just seems kind of unusual that he would just go down like that, and the referee assistant, they're just discussing what transpired there. I'm not sure if anything untoward happened. But the referee is probably going to issue a yellow card. Well, or is it a red card? It's just moments in, and he has issued a red card. And just like that, Fatima comes in, and he has been issued with a red card. Well, talk about drama. And it had to have been something off the ball, and the referee's assistant probably spotted it. And because we saw the player on the ground from St. Anthony's, and we didn't know for what reason he was down there, unless he threw an elbow or something, but that's pure speculation here. And but again, you have to understand, these players, they know each other, they always ribbing each other, and you can see the coaching staff just trying to console Nelson there. But what a turn of events in the first minute. And Fatima had probably one touch of the ball, and then they lost the player. It's that unusual. Here's Pollard. St. Anthony's, though, with this man advantage, can they make it count? But they're going to have to play and play well against Fatima College. Fatima, of course, very, very capable. And this is the man, Adriel Fiore, who was the recipient of whatever it was, whether it was a kick, an elbow, whatever. But he went down, and you saw him on the ground. I honestly didn't see the incident, so I can't really comment on it, except to say that it must have been something egregious, because the referee's assistant spotted it, and he was able to inform the referee, and he was able to take decisive action. And what action did he take? By issuing an immediate red card. And what it means is, if Fatima advances then he will definitely miss the next game, which will be a national INTERCOL encounter. So talk about heartbreak, and it could be more than one match as well. So that is I suppose the disciplinary committee, depending on what the incident was, they might very well rule to tack on another game or so as far as the punishment is concerned. So it's not that straightforward anymore, but it certainly was strange to see the referee issuing the red card. For a moment I thought, okay, you might just issue a yellow card. Instead, he went to a direct red. So it had to have been something deliberate and something really egregious that they had to take some kind of action, some kind of affirmative action, one would say. As a little Meggie goes right through him there, King doing well, but Fury right there again. Well, Fatima find themselves a man down, now a goal down. St. Anthony's College have scored in the 5th minute of play. What a start that is for Kanye Glasgow, the man giving them the lead. He squeezed it in. Pollard probably wasn't expecting it on his near post. He really should have had that covered. But he might have been leaning to his right, thinking he was aiming for the far post. Instead, he curled it in the near post, squeezed it between the keeper and the upright. And it's 1-0 now. So Kanye Glasgow. Here they come again, another opportunity again. Fatima under real pressure. They haven't really settled since that red card. And they're going to have to dig themselves out of a hole here. But as we saw in the semi-final against St. Mary's, they are a resilient bunch. And you never write them off. In fact, you can't wound them, as they say. You really have to kill them off. And don't leave anything for chance. Well, fortune favors the brave. I don't think he was acceptable. Well, fortune favors the brave. I don't think he was expecting that ball to come back at him. It did. And now Fatima, just anywhere will do. They're really not settled. They're under the pump here at the moment. And it's taking them a while to get started. Again, the referee is issuing a yellow card now to the coach. So it's all gone wrong for Fatima. And they've really been stunned here by being a man down and now being a goal down. Early ball in and eventually just clearing it out. And so it's been a real stunning start to the game, but it's been a real painful one for Fatima College. You go a man down inside a minute, and then you go a goal down inside of 5 minutes. So it's been that kind of an outing here. And all the Fatima faithfuls must be thinking the gods must be against us. Hook back, but not far enough. Fatima though, still trying to get it out of harm's way. St. Anthony's doing well, keeping it in play as Glasgow, the goal scorer, looking for more probably. And he does well, gets it out wide, and they still have possession. Millington gets it across, and they're still trying to keep the ball in the Fatima half. And as I say so, they go all the way back to goalkeeper Moore, who hasn't had that much to do so far. And that's because St. Anthony's have really started on the front foot. And here they come again. Opportunity once more. Where is the shot? Can he get the shot off? Shot over the bar. Well, again, good interpassing, good approach work, and a decent shot. Good power. He just didn't get it on frame. You could see Glasgow with the first touch, and Ford with the back heel. Glasgow again on that left foot. And this time, he doesn't get it between the uprights. And that would have been even more. That's like rubbing more salt in the wound there for Fatima. One goal to nothing. Fury again gets it up forward, does well. Trying to turn with it. And Fatima College now eventually starting to try to build something of their own. Here they have some numbers and just try and keep the ball in front of them as much as possible. So just the one goal, and it'd be interesting to see what tactic St. Anthony's employ. Right now they're playing, they slow down the ball game, but they really need to be very smart here and if anything, try and run Fatima into the ground. Cannot afford to just not take advantage of that huge advantage that you've been granted. It's 1 goal to nothing. And it's a man down. So it's 10 against 11. Fatima College still trying to get themselves going here. And it would have been a big shock to the system for them to go down by that early goal and that man. But that's the way the cookie comes. Here's a shot over the bar. Again, you could see Fatima sagging, just backing off and allowing that little space. And that's good football from St. Anthony's. Fatima will have to be mindful of that. Even though you're down a man, you still have to obey certain basic principles on defense. Cannot afford to allow your opponents to just be getting shots just like that. So still just the 1 goal, and now Fatima are just sitting and St. Anthony's are just waiting. But there is a player down, the goalkeeper Pollard is down, it looks like. So they are going to just wait and make sure that he gets the attention. And that gives the players and the other players an opportunity to maybe get some refreshments and some instructions, some more instructions. So there's Pollard, just no. So I think we're getting set for resumption. Here we go. It's all St. Anthony's right now. And the Fatima coaching staff, of course, looks stunned. And they obviously going to have to come up with a plan B. And probably would have to go to plan C if they were to concede another one, especially before half, to wear them down as much as possible. Just swinging the ball, but this is possession without any real purpose right now, because this is not going to hurt Fatima, and that's exactly what Fatima would have been hoping for. Just one mistake and a chance for them to launch. But here comes St. Anthony's again as they bring bodies forward, still trying to get going. Is that man Glasgow once more? Is he offside? No, he's not. He's still there. And that one is clipped over the bar. Really, a brilliant ball right across the field. You have to be so careful, Fatima College. You don't want to concede another one. St. Anthony's is the kind of team that can really hit you and hit you quickly because of the speed, the pace at which they play. And that would look like it would have been offside, but it's well intercepted. And the referee allowing play to continue. And now this is where St. Anthony's has to be quick. They can't wait and dwell on the ball too much. You have this advantage and you have momentum. This is the time to deliver. And ball is intercepted quickly. Another one comes in. The goalkeeper is coming. And Pollard just gets enough on it and then tidies up himself. King for Fatima being harassed. St. Anthony's just doing enough to try to keep it in, but Fatima with a breakthrough here, still going and trying to get it up there quickly to Hadid, but he would have been in an offside position. He just seemed to sneak forward. And this is what St. Anthony's has to be careful of. And they're playing without the ball. It has to be so much better. And look at the space they're giving here, and Fatima only too willing to try to take advantage of that. So 1-0 We're playing 21 minutes now, almost 22 minutes. It's another free kick. Won there by Glasgow. Certainly an interesting turn of events here with the sending off inside the first minute of play. Fatima finding themselves down a man and now down a goal as well. The ball is played. That's a good ball, but it's a little too strong. And when is the cross going to come, if at all? Skill good from St. Anthony's. The goalkeeper falls. Well. Ball is running. Pollard makes the save. Certainly a bit of miscommunication there. And that could have been so disastrous. And I'm not quite sure what happened. Maybe he just felt his teammate. He probably saw his teammate in the periphery and decided against that initial. He landed on the attacker. Now Fatima with a breakthrough here. This could be interesting. Hadid, he's on his way. Can he get the shot off? He does, but it's saved brilliantly by Moore. And again, St. Anthony's, this is kind of par for the course. They have to be so much better. And they're just going to lull you in and then try to hit you with a quick counter. And they have to be so much better and first to the ball. As it is right now, they just seem, once they're under pressure, they just seem to be a little second to the ball. It's a free kick to St. Anthony's, and St. Anthony's on ball. Well, I'm sure St. Anthony's would have much preferred that he played the advantage there. So St. Anthony's still playing everybody, all the Fatima players in their own half. So St. Anthony's, though, backing off. St. Anthony's not really pressuring them. They're just moving them from side to side. And nobody from Fatima seems too worried because that's not going to hurt them where the ball is at the moment. And Fatima has to be very patient. Trouble when you keep shooting from that range. You probably, your chances of and this is what it is now. If you're going to play that ball, can't play it from that deep. This is nicely done. Where is the support? Shot! Saved by the goalkeeper, but he gives it away! Well. He bubbled it, Pollard. And there is that man again. In the 27th minute of play. What a turn of events here. From one end to the next. St. Anthony's College 2, Fatima College 0, and it's Kimani Thomas game. St. Anthony's, though, they have to be careful. And they're trying to spread them wide, but they're leaving these huge gaps in their field, especially in their back line. And this is where Fatima wants them to take risk by playing these chancy balls out of the back and maybe intercept one or two of those, as was the case earlier. And they almost got a chance. So Fatima still having to work hard and try their best to just to get something going. Right now they're just reacting to St. Anthony's, and that isn't going to get the job done for them. So they know that they have to do something special, and that too isn't going to help them. St. Anthony's 2, Fatima 0. Fatima just showing signs here. So they're just really just trying to make life as difficult as possible for Fatima, St. Anthony's. Just spreading the ball, not really trying to advance it too much. And again, trying to hit Fatima on the counter-attack as quickly as possible. But when you play those long balls out of the back, unless they're very precise, it's going to be very difficult to get to the target. Chance for a shot here. Early shot saved again and parried by the goalkeeper. This time there was no follow-up from St. Anthony's. That's exactly how they scored the second goal. It was another shot that was saved by Pollard, but he didn't save it cleanly, parried it, and the loose ball was put away. And Fatima College made to pay. They almost suffered a similar fate there. So they're switching ball from side to side, and this is better because they're not just going, it's not just defenders who are playing, they're also trying to get their midfielders involved in the play and creating problems as much as they possibly can. So they switch it up a little bit, they're a little more purposeful now. Like I was saying, all that possession at the back and not making any effort to be positive was not ideal, but now we see them starting to get one of the midfielders involved a little bit more, letting him determine where the ball goes and trying to spread the ball from player to player as they stroke it around nicely. St. Anthony's really dominating possession here. Fatima just chasing shadows at the moment, but they won't mind because they're just trying to hold the scoreline here before maybe, like I said, maybe until halftime if they don't concede another one, so that they can probably strategize and see if that doesn't get them an opportunity or two in the second half. But right now, it's all St. Anthony's College as they have really taken this game by the scruff of the neck, and they have a 2-goal cushion that they're trying to work with. And just as they make the positive ball, trying to advance it, it changes hands. And a little bit of skill shown there, trying to knife his way forward, but not able to control the ball. Bob. So it's given away. And again, St. Anthony's first the loose ball. King really appealing to his teammates to come and get the ball. And twice now he's thrown it in, and the St. Anthony's players are the ones who are getting to the ball first. Now he's going with another deep throw in. Here is Hadid. He's going to hit it on the turn. Blocked. Well, again, you cannot leave him for very long. You have to pay close attention to him. And you think by now St. Anthony's are aware of that. I see with that educated left foot of his, just drags the play around. It reminds me of a Philip Vorb, or when you consider back in the day from when Haiti and Suriname were the dominant teams. They really had some amazing talent. Zebeda, Joseph, and some of the others, but certainly St. Anthony's here now showing real signs of dominance. They're just pulling Fatima from one side to the next. Even when they don't advance the ball beyond half line, they just seem to get Fatima's attention, and they stroke them around, force them into places and positions that they don't want to go. And here they come again now. This could be twisted because this man advantage can create real problems for Fatima. And here they come once again, St. Anthony's. Opportunity here. Can he turn his man? He does well and might get a corner. Yes, he will. No, the referee's assistant said, no, it's a goal kick. I thought for a moment there that it might have been a corner. Touched last by the defender. But it's 2-0, so Rowe won that battle in the end. Here he comes again, but he gives it away. And St. Anthony's are on the march once more. Here is a shot again. Aiming at that play. Ford didn't mean much. And again, once he got it on that left foot, he's not afraid to fire away. Good header. St. Anthony's once more turning, twisting, and looking for some kind of room. Does very well, and in the end loses possession. St. Anthony's now have to retreat. Fatima trying to get numbers forward, but that's a good tackle to win it back, but then loses it again. And did I say that they lost it again and again? So the ball just bouncing around and nobody trying to take control of it, but only now. And this could be an opportunity here. This is not easy. This could be another goal. Fatima under pressure now. The shot comes, but it's a little bit late. Who is going to have it? Still too slow, very lethargic there. When all he had to do was approach the ball quickly. And who knows, St. Anthony's might have had another shot on goal, but it was a real casual approach there when the ball was played back to him. And I always say, not every ball that is played for you is actually going to get to you. You have to work for it sometimes. That's another great ball, but again, big tackle there. Fatima now trying to get numbers forward, but St. Anthony's this time very mindful of the danger presented. So still 2-0 in favor of St. Anthony's. So the Tigers, the Westmoreland Tigers, are leading, and not only are they leading by 2-0, they have a man advantage as well. And they're under charge once again, trying to get numbers forward, but he's flying all over the place. St. Anthony's still with the ball, and that's a tackle from behind, but the referee is allowing it to go. The player obviously not happy at all, because he realizes that he was brought down from behind, and that was the man who scored the opening goal there, Glasgow. So now the man who made the tackle has stayed down for Fatima. They can ill afford to lose another player right now. They've already lost one to a red card, and that happened in the first minute, so they were stunned right out to the gates. I think one Fatima player touched the ball when that incident happened, and certainly was a loser. Seems to be okay, and he's going to continue. So Fatima just showing some life here, and that we all know how capable they are. They have been the dominant North team in recent years since they regained promotion from the championship division. And Hudson Charles was the man who did most of that development work for them. Now here they are, really now on the verge of another INTERCOL title opportunity here, but loses the handle on it. And still the referees allowing play to continue, but clearly you could see the players fighting for possession. So it remains 2-0. Fatima just showing signs, a little bit of life in terms of attack, and they're trying to just see if they can force St. Anthony's into a corner and maybe cut off passing lanes. And so far St. Anthony's have been able to avoid any extravagance, especially out of the back. That's another useful ball, and another opportunity. Here's the ball inside, not the best pass inside. Nicely intercepted at the back. And Luzo and company holding firm as they try desperately to get something going once again. St. Anthony's on the march once more, looking for numbers. This time, another opportunity here. Can he get the shot off? He does! Misses! Not by much. Well. Good approach work once more. And he just tugged it wide. And you could see the ball just spinning there for him. Cut onto that right foot once again, Thomas. And he almost had himself a second for the evening. So here comes St. Anthony's again. Fatima have to be mindful here. They're under the gun, and St. Anthony's are just trying to wear them down, and that is, again, Ford on his favored left foot, but he certainly has to do better with that. They had numbers up, and they had Fatima right where they wanted them, flat at the back, and he just couldn't finish the job. And this is something St. Anthony's has to be mindful of, because you don't want to miss chances, because Fatima is the type of team that will put chances away. And we have a player down again. He was the one who went into the tackle, Josiah Fernandez, and he went sliding in, but he slid into his opponent, and he seemed to have gotten the worst of it. We now have a St. Anthony's player also down. And that looks like Millington. He seems to be okay, though. So it remains 2-0 in favor of St. Anthony's College. Fatima, though, trying to keep things as honest as possible. But St. Anthony's so far have been very concentrated. They've made a couple errors, which is to be expected, but they certainly haven't really hurt them that much. Now, chance here now for Fatima. Can they reverse it and get it going towards goal? This time it goes out, and offside is the call. He came from an offside position, and that little counter from Fatima amongst the nothing. So it still is 2-0 to St. Anthony's. As we approach halftime, we're in added on time of the first half. 2-0 is a fair reflection. Could have been more, especially given the circumstances with St. Anthony's being a man up on Fatima after the first, or inside the first minute of play. And since that time, they've really just taken the game by the scruff of the neck, although they have not really pressed the speed button just yet. They're just in cruise control right now. And they are just taking their time. And Fatima is allowing them to do that. Fatima not prepared to risk too much. They're just trying to force them to one side and maybe see if they could get them into an error. And as we look, the referee takes another look at his watch. I would imagine we should be getting the final whistle, or the whistle to signal the end of the first half any moment now. But maybe we might get one other attack. Who knows? It's all St. Anthony's. And that is the whistle to signal the end of the first half, a dominant first half from St. Anthony's College. And they deserve their lead, 2-0. But it's 10 against 11 as Fatima College have lost a man. Philip Nelson was red carded inside the first minute of play. And it means Fatima will go the rest of the way with 10 men. And right now, not only are they down a man, but they're down by 2-0. And that's the latest at the half. St. Anthony's over Fatima by that 2-goal cushion.
Daddy, I can't wait for Christmas.
You don't have to wait. Christmas comes to life right now with Face Citizens.
Comes to life for you too. Daddy, I can't wait for Christmas.
You don't have to wait. Christmas comes to life right now with Face Citizens.
Daddy, I can't wait for Christmas.
You don't have to wait. Christmas comes to life right now with Face Citizens.
Hey Daddy, Christmas comes to life for you too. Daddy, I can't wait for Christmas.
You don't have to wait. Christmas comes to life right now with Face Citizens.
Daddy, I can't wait for Christmas.
You don't have to wait. Christmas comes to life right now with Face Citizens.
Daddy, I can't wait for Christmas.
You don't have to wait. Christmas comes to life right now with Face Citizens.
Hey Daddy, Christmas comes to life for you too. Daddy, I can't wait for Christmas.
You don't have to wait. Christmas comes to life right now with Face Citizens.
too.
Welcome back to the Hazley Crawford Stadium, where we're getting ready for the second half of this encounter. It's 2-0 to St. Anthony's College, and FATIMA College, of course, have been really stymied in this half so far, in this game so far, so they obviously need to pick themselves up here by the scruff of the neck and try to get themselves going as quickly as possible. 2-0 it is. St. Anthony's College, meanwhile, they have to be mindful of the threat that FATIMA poses. Even though they're down to 10 men, they are a resilient bunch, and we anticipate that they will be giving it their all. And to make matters worse now, it seems as if Hadid has been substituted, so he might be carrying some kind of a niggle, and I think he is off, and coming on is the number 19, Jeremiah Nanton. So we're just moments away now, and that is another blow for FATIMA if Hadid has to, or has in fact been substituted, and because they really needed his leadership, they needed his goals more than anything else, but they also needed his leadership. There's a big collision there. Immediately Nanton comes on, and he loses out. FATIMA under free here. Time for the shot. Cannot score. And in fact, it's cleared away. This is a chance, and he scores. Well. Just like that, FATIMA College are back in the hunt. Almost from out of nothing. And it is in fact that man who is on the field, Seth Hadid. St. Anthony's really made a meal of it. They had ample opportunity, and would you believe it, inside a minute of the second half, it's 2-1 now. So Seth Hadid has given FATIMA life. Can St. Anthony's respond now? And that's precisely what St. Anthony's didn't want, and FATIMA got. So here they come again, another opportunity. St. Anthony's has to be careful here. FATIMA fighting, but Nanton is going in, and he's brought down. Penalty! Well. What a start this has been here. Nanton has just come on, and he has been given a penalty and a red card. Well, would you believe it? A red card was given inside a minute of the first half, and we have another red card inside a minute of the second half. What is going on here? But more than anything else, it's an opportunity for FATIMA to level things. So here is the challenge. Nanton goes down, penalty given, and it is Marshall with the tackle, but it's what happened after. So it might have been something that was said, but all the same, St. Anthony's find themselves down a man as well. So red card issued, and well, there's all kinds of mayhem here as to why he was actually shown the red card. So I think the coach was inquiring as to the reason for the red card. So what a turn of events here from almost out of nothing. We have a situation where Fatima College, despite being a man down, have fought back now, and Seth Hadid can make it 2-all. And he does. So, well, in the 49th minute of play, so we now level at 2 apiece and at 10 men each. Well, what a game this is. Hadid sent the goalkeeper more the wrong way, and we're on level terms. And I was trying to read the sign from the fourth official, and the numbers are so dull that you couldn't even read it, and that's why I was thinking it looked like there was an 8 up on the board for Fatima College as the man who was coming off, and I was saying if Seth Hadid was to leave, that would be a big blow to Fatima. Not only is he on the field, he scored twice already. And now this could really take the wind out of the sail of St. Anthony's College, because now they're going to have to play. They can't just dwell on the ball like they were doing in the first half. And they're going to now have to keep playing and not allow themselves to try and take that cushion that they had earlier. Fatima also has to be careful. St. Anthony's can still hurt them with the talent that they have out in the middle, especially when the players are able to run with the ball the way they can. And Flanders wins this one. And Fatima on the move. Here is King fighting for everything now. And what a game we have on our hands here now, because it's 2 apiece. Remember, they were down 2-0 at the half, and St. Anthony's fell asleep coming out of the dressing room. And would you believe it, inside of a minute, not only was it 2-1, but they then lost a man, and then they conceded a penalty, and then lost a man for something he said as a result of that penalty. So it's been a real topsy-turvy turn of events here now. Still battling, and the referee is allowing an awful lot of contact to take place. Certainly, he has to take charge of the game, because these are serious offenses being committed and are not being even cautioned. So here we go again. 2 players go down in a heap. And certainly, the referee has to be more in control of the game. Referee Sharon Gonzalez has to certainly be on top of them, because there are a lot of infringements or near calls that are not being made. And the players, of course, are taking liberties as a result of that. But all the same, it's 2 goals apiece, and that will favor Fatima, because they have all the momentum now As we start once more. Paul flicked on. St. Anthony's College really thin at the back. And here is a chance. Hook back. And still another opportunity blocked again. Can St. Anthony's get something going? Losing the handle on it there was the goal scorer. Glasgow. They need him to come alive once more. St. Anthony's. So 2 goals apiece here now, and this place is peace. They were down on penalties, and they fought back to win that one. So they obviously know, and here's another infringement. And the referee has blown against the St. Anthony's player was actually being tripped. He tripped and fell, but the referee then blew against him. This is so amazing. It's almost like you're watching a different game to the referee. Now look at this here. The man is tripping, he fell, and he gets called for an infringement. Now, it could be that the player from FATIMA got hit with an inadvertent elbow or she was falling down, but clearly he was tripping, and that's the reason why he ended up in the situation in which he ended. But we play on. Fatima now trying their best here to keep the momentum going. They win themselves a throw-in down that left-hand side. Fernandez starting to come into his own a little bit more now. And you just get the impression here that given all that has happened in this game so far, that we haven't seen the last of the red cards just yet. So it's going to be a throw-in to St. Anthony's. Another opportunity here comes Nanton, the man who won that penalty, came on as a substitute at the half, still going, and then goes down under heavy challenge. Nanton's cross is blocked, but it deflects out for a corner kick. So Fatima now can bring bodies forward and try to see if they can get a go-ahead goal here. They haven't led in this game, but they're level at 2 apiece, and they're down. Both teams are down a man. Again, trying to control it, but not able to do so. They'll do it again. Bob coming back on defense to help out. This time played all the way back. Shot comes through a wall of players, and but eventually it's picked up by Fatima College. They now King trying to thread the needle there. Hadid gets it back to King. King looking to get it to Nanton. Nanton free as a bird down this right-hand side. He's tried to return the favor, and ball is played away. Now Hadid on his left foot has a crack straight at the goalkeeper Moore. He just plucks it out of the air. And coming back from an offside position there, the referee's assistant had the flag up. She put it down, and we play on. Once again, Bob trying to get in there, but helping out on defense. Fatima willingly will take that. Richardson back there to do human service. Now, St. Anthony's, can they keep their composure? Just not able to get their combinations going like they were in the first half. And now a chance to turn, does well, gets the ball across, and it's headed out. Fatima still playing defense here now because St. Anthony's are trying their best to get, and St. Anthony's are just backing off. They're really playing into Fatima's hands here by playing that deep. And now another player goes down, and that is going to be a free kick. Fernandez, the guilty man there. And the way the cards are flying, when you tackle now and a player goes down, you have to be so careful. Millington seems to be okay though. He's back on his feet. And that's a bad pass there. So they give the ball right back to Fatima. With a red card inside the first minute, well, we went one better in the second half because we had a goal in the first minute of the second half, plus we then had another red card inside that same first minute. So Pollard's out there to cushion. He has to be careful because he was dummying the ball and just left it there. Luckily for him, Glasgow didn't continue his run. Still 2 goals each. And now St. Anthony's just give the ball away. And it's almost like they keep forgetting that one-man advantage that they had is no more. Here's another strong tackle, resulting in a throw-in to Fatima College. So the game has this little undercurrent to it right now. It's just simmering there. You get a feeling something's going to give at some point. Here again is an opportunity. And ball given away. Bob now for St. Anthony's. Slices past his man. He's being held back. And the referee blows the whistle. In fact, he's going to give him a card. Well. He got turned and didn't like it, and then decided that his best mode of response was to just hold on to a shirt there. And in the end, Louison gets a yellow. So a lot's been going on since this second half has started. 2 goals, a red card, and really some very anxious moments here now. 61, almost 62 minutes gone. A chance here to get this one in, and it's played away. Fatima on the defense now. St. Anthony's College trying to pick themselves up here. They had a 2-goal cushion, and I was making that point in the first half. When you have your team, when you have that man advantage, you have to work and work hard, harder than the team that is down a man, because they're going to be working hard trying to play for that extra player. And St. Anthony's fell into the trap. They was cruising along without really breaking a sweat, as they say. Now is a chance for them, and Ford wants to put it on his left foot. Comes to the right though, shots a shot low, and it's blocked again. King now, and his effort is also blocked. So Fatima just showing signs of panic at the back at times. Louis now trying his best to get the ball forward. He does, gets it to Nanton. Nanton turns and is still going. Then he runs into problems. St. Anthony's has to be mindful that this is not the time of the game to try to be showboating. You're already under the pump here, and you have to be very aware of the threat that Fatima poses. And the more they continue to sulk and question the referee's decisions, is the more they play into the hands of Fatima College, who will be only too willing to oblige them with a third goal or maybe even a fourth goal. So now St. Anthony's with possession. As they try to bring it forward, Millington looking for something and tries to get it up. They do, and turning, twisting. And players loving to run and feel the ball forward, likes to play up with the ball. Sometimes they just need to be a little more incisive. Here's Bob playing more central. He too likes to run with the ball, and he loses it. And now Fatima with a chance to break here, and that's a good tackle opportunity here now. Fatima College under the pump, a nice back heel. Where is the cross? Still no cross. And eventually it comes, a chance, low and hard, stops it home, goal! St. Anthony's College, they've done it again. Brilliant football, 66 minutes in, and they have regained the lead in this one. A brilliant ball right back across the face of the goal. And there he was on the spot to just guide it home. And Fatima College now have to pick themselves up one more time in order to try to get back in this game. Adriel Faure rather. The man giving them that lead all over again. And now St. Anthony's must be thinking, this is it here. We cannot allow another equalizer. Fatima, meanwhile, has to be thinking they have to lift themselves one more time. And look at how deep St. Anthony's playing now, and that allows Hadid loads of time and space to work with. And here he is again, just waiting and sort of pulling the strings from midfield for Fatima. And the original tackle went by, and this time it's going to be a throw-in to Fatima College. So end-to-end action here now. Fatima right back on cue as they try to turn and twist, tries to get the ball in. Opportunity here. Save. Well, he just missed it. I thought the keeper might have gotten a hand on it. That was very, very close indeed. Fernandez coming close here. The ball played in, and just that header, just that side foot there from Nanton, the substitute, just bounces wide. Now, could St. Anthony's pick themselves up and avoid the skirmishes in front of goal? They don't have the one-man advantage, so they have to be a little more purposeful with the ball. And that's not what you want. Nanton gets it back. The goalkeeper really playing a tough ball, and they give it right back to them. Now St. Anthony's here's forward, and they know how dangerous he is. So Fatima has to be careful about him, because that left foot is certainly one of the best, and he was just clobbered there, and he goes down. Lee Young taking no prisoners there. And Leon is lucky to not be carded there because he really wasn't trying to play the ball. He was just hacking at his man. But you could also see Ford almost playing for that contact. King just getting up in time to see if he can't get that header. Fatima though trying to now crowd that side of the field, and they do in fact win a throw-in. And let's do it again. A couple meters up, and we have another substitution being made, and it looks like Fernandez is off.
And Fatima makes their first substitution of the game. I can't see numbers, so I can't tell you who come on, but I know a man come on and a man come off. And the score is still 3-2 in favor of St. Anthony. Oh, so I get correction. It's the second substitution for Fatima.
So Fatima have decided that they're going to make another substitute. Bailey is on, Jaheem Bailey. So he replaces Fernandez. And let's see, a long throw by King. And this one is headed out. And here's the speed now. St. Anthony's on the charge. Hadid having problems catching up. And when the ball comes, that's a good ball, but he cannot control it. Well. A brilliant ball that really just bisected the defense. But it was so quick, he just didn't have time to turn and twist with it. He had to take it in stride, and he failed to do just that. But that was a brilliant ball. And that was another good tackle coming there from John. Abdul John, there, here's Nanton. Can't control it. Fatima College now, 71 minutes gone. Can they get another equalizing goal? And opportunity here as the ball is played away. And big gaps in the field now. King trying to make a long pass and then ups out of it when he saw the pressure coming. St. Anthony's though really living dangerously. There's a substitute, Bailey, who was running away, almost trying to sneak in behind the backs of Louis Millington over on that back post, but the ball never came. Still, Fatima fighting for all its worth here. They were down to 10 men. And in fact, again, this is careless from St. Anthony's. No pressure at all. It's a simple ball just to control and play. He tried to head it back and missed his header completely. And here comes St. Anthony's now. And the reverse pass. Again, another ball played inside, trying to do it again. Can he get the shot off? This time he's turning, twisting with it. Thomas decides to give it back to the goal scorer. Two goal scorers trying to combine here. Lovely ball hooked in, and the pass is not a good one, but it falls for Fatima. It's 3v2. And that's a late challenge, and you just got to touch onto it. So that is Fiore, the goal scorer there, really pumped right now. Nanton feeling the effects of that challenge. And they say so much about secondary schools football and whether it's good or not good, but this game is an amazing advert for secondary schools football. Here is Hadid trying, and it's just parried away. It took a wicked hop in front of the goalkeeper, but Moore did well. Nkosi Moore had to put his hands on it, and he did, got enough of it. And again, they really need to do a better job of marking Hadid. You know he's their main threat. And they somehow seem to back off of him at critical points. And he has already scored twice. And I don't think he's through scoring yet. He may be thinking in terms of another one. But here he is now. He's going to turn provider for his team. Ball played in and just nibbled wide. But again, you could see the St. Anthony's defense static. And the ball just fell in the area. How do you allow that? And look at the ball. Look at the black shirts in there. Nobody moving. And luckily for them, the touch was not a good one. And it went away. So they all sort of leaving it for somebody else. And that somebody else was almost in a black shirt from St. Anthony's College. Or rather in a yellow and blue shirt from Fatima College. All the black shirts were just standing there, not marking and not even attacking the ball. It's almost as if they felt that somebody else should do it. But when you're in a game like this and it's just a 1-goal difference, and this is a final, you don't leave anything for anybody else. You try to do it yourself as best as possible. Here that ball just seemed to bounce away from him when it should have been a very routine take. Now Fatima fighting here. Again it's Hadid, and they still can't deny him. Here he is once more, plays an early ball. St. Anthony's a little bit thin here. They have to be careful, and eventually the ball is played away and played into touch. It's going to be a goal kick to St. Anthony's. Fatima 2, St. Anthony's 3. 76 minutes gone. And still this game is on a knife's edge. And players now feeling the effects of the pace of the game. And it looks like St. Anthony's are going to make a couple substitutions themselves. I think Bob has been substituted. He's not happy. And also Thomas. But Fatima, I'm sure, will be hoping that they can really get going on this one. But here's a steal, still going. No, the referee says it's going to be a free kick to Fatima. So what a final this is. And we're not done yet. I'm sure there's a few more twists and turns to come. Fatima trying, and here the player goes down. He just falls down, and is hoping, Nanton is hoping that the referee would oblige him. But the referee says, play on. Obviously, himself and Fiore, they have a little personnel going on. Once again, Fatima wins the ball, and St. Anthony's can't get control of it. And Fiore trying to run with it, almost runs himself into trouble, and in fact he gives away a corner that was unnecessary. And these are the mental errors that, or is it a corner or is it a throw? I think it's a corner kick. So these are some of the mental errors that Fatima can really hurt you with. Because didn't have to, punched away nicely by Moore, just got enough onto it and fisted it away, put that big hand down. And now King is going to try to launch another missile into the area for Fatima. Here it is again, but This time, just cleared away slightly. And Fatima will get another throw-in. St. Anthony's College really a little bit winded right now. You can just see it in some of the players. And down to 10 men, they're going to have to do a lot of running. Are they prepared to do that? That's the important thing here now. But Fatima also feeling the effects of the extra pace and being down a man. So that extra work, all that running they were doing in the first half could very well come back to haunt them in the second half now. As you get to the nitty-gritty part here, this could be the end of the road for either team here in terms of their season. Can they do it now? St. Anthony's College on the move once again. And a chance for a ball in, straight into the arms of Pollard. And he immediately releases it. And a little bit of a clumsy challenge there. Both players go down, but the referees allowing play to continue. And now problems here. Fatima on defense. They now have to try to get it out. And they're not able to do it that easily. But they get possession, they keep possession, St. Anthony's College. Can they now finish it off forward? Turning, twisting, trying from distance. And Pollard again is behind it. Ford will probably need to get a little bit closer if he's going to try to launch those attacks. And this time the goalkeeper is not taking any chances at all. And puts it in. But look at St. Anthony's. They seem to be so intent on the need for that now. No place for it. Fatima is going to make another substitution. And in fact, they're going to make 2 substitutions. So it looks like Luzon is off. So here we go. The throw finally taken. Ball played across there. Rowe gets it to King. King looking for some movement. Plays the ball in, but it's a little too strong for the substitute Bailey, and he can't control it. St. Anthony's King battling here as they're still fighting for everything. Jean-Marc Thomas is on. So here they come now. Fatima College not wasting any time, trying to get the ball up. And this one is going to fall comfortably to Moore. He's going to launch it the other way as well. So trying to keep it away from the danger zone. It's another foot race, and this is where Fatima College, if they can get those crosses in, can be very dangerous with their front runners. And St. Anthony's just seem a little reluctant right now to put in the extra miles, if you know what I mean, and put in the extra tackles. They all like to play with the ball. It's when they don't have the ball is where they tend to be a little bit loose. And Fatima, hoping that that is the case right now, that they can really catch them napping or catch somebody a little bit hesitant maybe to want to work and get the ball back. St. Anthony's, though, has all this talent and all this speed. And here we go again. A little bit of tug there, but he's still going Still going. Can he get the cross in now? Now he decides to wait up, and just at the last moment, just as Thomas was finishing the run, that was, and it's no other than Ford leading by example there. And, or actually, no, it was Thomas, or Glasgow rather, knifing his way in. He went past one, he was under threat all the time there from Richardson, but he took on Richardson, sliced past him, and almost teed it up there for Thomas. Ball, not a good clearance at all from Pollard. And in fact, he gives it back, but just in his haste, he just to give it away. And that is a collision again. Thomas really in the thick of things there since coming on Jean-Marc. So it's 3-2 now, 85 minutes. So we're into the last 5 minutes of regulation time, and I'm sure we're going to have a few stoppages. Early ball in, and back we come the other way. Kept in. So very interesting here now. Can St. Anthony's get something? Still going, still battling there. The referee says play on. As the ball trying to play that reverse ball, but not able to do so. That's good skill once again. St. Anthony's now gets the ball up, and here is Ford. Lovely ball played away here. This could be a chance. Shot, scores! Brilliant goal! That is goal number 4, and it's that man again. He scored the opener, and he's probably hoping that he scores the final one. Kanye Glasgow in the 86th minute, in the 87th minute of play. He makes it 4-2 now. And Fatima College, they have it all to do once more. Now, why are the St. Anthony's College substitutes on the field? Dead. You're not even supposed to leave the bench. But they ran right across to join the celebration, and that could really cost their team here because they could all be yellow carded. It's so ironic that they all ran onto the field, and I'm sure they will be spoken to, if not cautioned. And if you're going to do that, then you have to go around the field. You can't just run across the field like that. But we play on. It's 4-2. Is there another twist here in this one? So it's a free kick to Fatima College. They're now trying to see if they can't really do something out of the ordinary here and come back yet again. So here we go. Ball played in, a chance, blocked again. And St. Anthony's now with a chance to just to get the ball into the legs of the man just ahead of him, but they decide to go. Deckel is on. So St. Anthony's still in the driver's seat here, but they have to be careful. Fatima is a dangerous opponent, and they're not going to give up. But a free kick, and it might be a card as well. King, yes, it is a yellow card for King, and he's one of those players that always plays on the edge. So another substitution being made. So Ford is coming off. for St. Anthony's. And replacing him will be Aaron Lewis. So the skipper gets a breather. Thomas, the lone man in attack now for St. Anthony's. Pollard trying to get it upfield. And now a chance here for substitute Nanton. Sets it in, but it's a little too deep. Still, Fatima College though can't get the handle on it. And St. Anthony's with a chance to just keep it upfield, keep it in the Fatima half of the field. And a tackle that pushed it over, but the ball was not a good one. That reverse ball that he wanted to play, too soft. And he had good numbers up. In fact, he had two teammates with him fighting, trying to get there. Another one played forward, and this is going to be the mode of attack right now for Fatima. They're in desperation time. The 90 minutes completed. It's a 2-goal cushion. Can Fatima launch themselves yet again? This is a good ball. This could be interesting here now. An opportunity to keep possession, and just brushing his man away there is King. And Fatima now trying to build. Player stays down, but the referee says play on. And here we go. Fatima still trying to take advantage of that, but they lose out, and the ball now is only played up. Still, the referee hasn't seen the player down on the field, and so they play on. Ball played in, opportunity, and St. Anthony's can't get it out of their own half now. Finally, the whistle blows, and I think attention is going to be played to Thomas. So Fatima's season seems on the verge of ending here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium, a venue where they have had so many memorable moments in recent years. But is this the venue that will be their demise or the end of their season for 2025? They relinquished their league title, and they're on the verge of relinquishing their North Zone INTERCOL title as well. So the stretcher is making sure that he's strapped in properly, the attendants, and they will now lift him to the side. So St. Anthony is now down to 9 men. And we have another substitution, it looks like, being made. Fatima with King. Way out on the extremities of the field, plays a nice ball in, and a chance for the cross, but it's a good tackle, and eventually he's brought down. It's going to be a free kick to St. Anthony's. So one upfield, and as John Wayne said in that great movie, windage and elevation, that's what he needed. Here is Hadid trying to turn his man, but not able to shake him off.
We're well into injury time in this match. My clock's indication.
And St. Anthony's on the move again. Lovely football. Can they finish this one off now? Turning, twisting, trying to squeeze it in, almost got it at the back post. Well, that would have been really clinical. Lovely turn. You could see him there looking up, saw his man coming in at the back post, but he went for glory himself, just missed out. Wasn't far off. Still, Fatima launching numbers forward.
In this Coca-Cola North Zone Intercol final.
Trying again. They have numbers up now. Can they finish this one off? Cannot, at least not just yet. And Moore is going to come and claim it as St. Anthony's bring it forward one more time.
We say that the future of football is definitely in good hands.
And this one is going to run, rolling off the field. Not what Fatima wanted. They would have been hoping that it stayed in field. And so St. Anthony's College now just moments away from glory, back as North Zone Intercol champions and eyeing a spot in the semi-finals of the National Intercol as well. The referee takes a look at his whistle, or his watch rather, but doesn't blow the whistle. Takes another peek at his watch, still no whistle. We've been playing now for 6, we're into the 7th minute of added on time. And here is the infringement. I think they wanted the ball, and Nanton still holding the ball, and I think the St. Anthony's players are just egging him on, and he's falling for the trap because the longer he holds the ball, there's more time running off the clock. So it's going to be St. Anthony's ball. And there is the whistle. Finally it came. 7 minutes of added on time. Doesn't have Fatima on this occasion. It's St. Anthony's 4, Fatima College 2. They are the North Zone Coca-Cola champions for 2025 as they go marching on. Fatima College, their season has come to a screeching halt at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. 4-2, the final. It again in the 49th minute to make it 2 apiece, but then they were also down to 10 men each, and that's because in the first minute, Philip Nelson was shown the red card, and then after that, it looks like Thomas was also shown the red card for St. Anthony's, but Adriel Fiore popped up at the back post to slot home a beautiful, well-worked play, and he was at the end of it in the 66th minute, and then in the 87th minute, Kanye Glasgow, who started the scoring, he ended the scoring with his second of the evening, the 4th for St. Anthony's, and that's how this one has ended. 4-2, and they're the ones singing because they are North Zone Intercol champions for 2025, and they have a chance of continuing on in the National Intercol competition as well. So now they're going to get ready for the presentation. So they continue to sing here. And what a fine, it really was a good game. It was an open game. Of course, I suppose occasioned by that early sending off, and then that big fight back by Fatima just at the start of the second half. But again, it took so much out of them to get back on a level peg that it was asking an awful lot once they went behind again to pick themselves up and keep going. It wasn't to be. And here now St. Anthony's College are singing and dancing. The Tigers of West Moorings are reigning supreme in the north, knocking off their heated rivals Fatima College to secure the title once more. So here is goalkeeper Moore at the center of the activities. And a happy bunch indeed, as well they might, because a lot of these players, they worked very hard, some of them fighting injuries, but at the end of the day, people only see the on the field performances, but they don't really understand sometimes all that goes into why. Kudos to Fatima. They fought and they fought and they fought. They got back on level terms. They just didn't have enough on the day to finish the job. They had the momentum, and but St. Anthony's College, to their credit, they weathered that storm, and then they came back with a storm of their own with 2 additional goals, and here we are. St. Anthony's so pretty soon we should see Fatima College coming forward to receive their silver medals. And I'm sure the St. Anthony's players are anxious to get their hands on the trophy once more.
We await the presentation of trophies and medals to our runners-up and champions of the North Zone Boys INTERCOL Final. Runners-up Fatima College,
So
St. Anthony's College.
it's just taken a while, but Fatima College are standing by to come forward to receive their medals.
Fans of Dutchner show today. Coca-Cola and football. Match made in heaven. Down at the podium, you see the SSFL president, Mr. Murray Gonzalez, and Coca-Cola's marketing assistant.
So we're just waiting. I think all the officials are in place. And here comes the Fatima College players to receive their medals. It's not led by Seth Hadid.
Fatima College are now receiving
As they come forward one by one,
medals.
you could just see the disappointment on the faces. It's not the color that they wanted,
Fatima fans make some
but it's the
noise.
color they will receive this time around. They've had this amazing run, like I said, for the last 5 years or so. And since before COVID, where they got promoted up to the Premier Division, and they've just kept building and building, winning and winning, until today, where they're coming up just short to their heated North Zone rivals, St. Anthony's College. And many talking points in this game, no doubt. But that shouldn't take away from the moment and the hard work and just the sheer energy that you saw out in the middle out there. The players were really laying it on the line. So Glasgow, the man who scored the 2 goals, Kanye Glasgow, is the player of the match, and he will step forward to receive his medal and the hamper. The man of the match is Kanye Glasgow. 2 goals on the day. He scored the first and he scored the last. And now his teammates can step forward to receive their medals.
A round of applause and noise for your winners, your North Zone INTERCOL winners, your team, St. Anthony's College, the Tigers of Westmoreland.
So the Tigers of St. Anthony's, it's almost like nobody wants to come forward to receive the medal. And not quite sure why, or they're turning their jerseys around, or is it that they have a championship jersey that they want to put on to receive their medals in?
medals.
Oh, they're turning the jerseys around now so that their numbers can be displayed. So here they come as they step forward to receive their medals, their gold medals as champions, and that's Moore, the goalkeeper, who's had a brilliant game.
Led by your manager, Ms.
And,
Katrina Hernandez. Ms. Katrina Hernandez.
obviously, that's Fiore, the Atrial, the man who scored that go-ahead goal, the third goal for St. Anthony's. And here's the man of the match there, Kanye Glasgow, number 21.
Reminder patrons of INTERCOL action, lower divisions.
Medals. And also just coming on there, number 14, Thomas, Jean-Marc Thomas, and, who was a real load in the middle there. Ford, the captain, stepping away there, the number 10. And the coaching staff, of course, will receive their medals as well. St. Anthony's College, of course, in memory of their longtime coach, Nigel Grosvenor. I'm sure they'll be thinking of him as they come now to receive their trophy. It's almost like they forgot that part of it. As they step forward to receive their championship trophy, the North Zone INTERCOL Kings, St. Anthony's College. As they step forward now to pick up the trophy, they have their medals. And now they're getting ready for the main prize. This is what this was all about. And Ford has stepped forward, Mordecai Ford, to receive the North Zone Coca-Cola INTERCOL Championship Trophy after beating Fatima College and dethroning the reigning North Zone champions in the process. And just like that celebration, he almost catapulted over the banner. But congratulations all the same to St. Anthony's College, and they have every reason to be jubilant as they played a good game, not a perfect game, but they will take it all the same as they are crowned champions for 2025. 4-2, the final score here. So as we leave you, we have a new champion. Well, not new in the sense that they never won it before, but new for 2025 because they've beaten Fatima College, the reigning champions, now dethroned champions, 4-2. And this is where we're going to leave you from the Hazley Crawford Stadium. We invite you to join us again in Tiger Towns and 360 Sports for continued coverage of the Coca-Cola INTERCOL. I think we're back on Friday as we have crew and the sponsors for making it possible.